Hello and welcome to an episode of from OfficialCojoMedia. This is a little series we're calling B.O.B, also known as Bit of Banter, and it's basically us just having a bit of a chat about things that have come up. So we're ready to get it started. Today's topic, or today's episode's topic, is the transfer window, who's stolen the headlines, and where people have gone wrong, basically, and why they're so stupid.
Yeah, this is the first topic we've got to talk about is probably the biggest transfer saga in recent times in Gareth Bale. There's been a lot of sort of speculation of whether he is going to make the world record move to Real Madrid.
It's about 85 million, isn't it?
Yeah, the fee's fluctuated from the start of the window till now, and people have sort of said that upwards of 90 million, maybe 100 million euros, which is absolute ridiculous money.
The thing with this saga is there's two sides to it. You either believe that A, they're already spending the money on players, like they have done, or B, that they have this money already and that they'll use further money that they get from Bale to buy even more players. I mean, they've spent more than Man City at the moment.
Yeah,
and they've bought some massive players.
Yeah, they've signed. Well, as a Spurs fan myself, we've signed. We've got Paulinho, Mason Chadley, Roberto Soldado was a perfect signing for Spurs' situation at the moment. Etienne Capoue, or Capoue, however you want to say it, and the two touted, or whatever, transfer scenarios that are ongoing now are the transfers of Willian and Eric Lamela from Angie Matej-Carla and Roma, respectively. Willian was in London yesterday having a medical, and is expected to make his switch today or tomorrow.
And it's like all of these signings together, Bale. Let's be honest, Bale carried the team.
Yeah, he did carry
just
the team
completely by himself. But if you look at the whole squad as a whole, then this squad is going to be pretty.
Yeah, I personally would take the signings that we've made and the signings that we could potentially make with Bale's money over just having Bale in our team, because we were going to have a much more balanced team, as well as the fact that we're going to have a team that is a threat all around rather than just from one player all of the time.
Because you've got the aerial threats at the back from people like Vertonghen.
Yeah, Vertonghen team of the year last year.
And then you've got the pace from the middle and the playmakers.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Spanish international striker up front. And of course they want to get rid of Jermaine Defoe on loan. Leave space for other strikers to get through, because they've got a few, haven't they? Like Tom Carroll.
Tom Carroll, exciting young midfielder. He could sort of break into the first team this year.
So it does look quite interesting, actually, this whole Bale saga.
It could be a matter of Bale or bust for Spurs, whether they do push on without Bale or sort of take a step back and perhaps get worse. But I don't think that's going to happen with the situation they're currently in.
I mean, if you look at his record last season, what was it like?
21 goals.
21 goals.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, and then
most
counting the Europa.
Most of those came after Christmas, and after then he was really just carrying the team the whole way to the end of the season, and then creating goals out of just nowhere when it just defied the laws of physics sometimes. Like he scored in the 95th minute against West Ham in ridiculous circumstances, and I remember actually going mental when that hit the back of the net, because some results had gone our way that week. To see that go in the way it did, and at that point it was absolutely amazing.
The problem he faces this season is if he doesn't have the same season as he did in 2012, then he's going to be worth less money. If he goes out and scores like only 6 goals, he's not going to have the same record, and no one's going to be as interested as they are now. So there's a point that it gets to the point where you want to sell him, get more players in.
So this is probably the best time for Tottenham to sell Gareth Bale, because this is the time when his value is going to be at its highest.
He's at a peak, and he's only, what, 22, 21?
24. He's 24. And having modelled his career on Cristiano Ronaldo's like his peak player, he's getting better and better every season. Like, you could imagine 2009, we nearly flogged him off to Birmingham for 3 million because every single game that he played in, we didn't win. Could you imagine if he went to Birmingham for 3 million? What would it be like now?
Could you imagine Birmingham if they got 85 million?
Exactly,
But you see him play for Wales. It's not like he's not much of an impact player. I mean, I know it's quite hard to take a squad that isn't to his standard, but still, you'd expect him to perform the same impact performance he performed at Tottenham. Because Tottenham, to me, I think Tottenham were unlucky to get a Champions League spot, but they're better as a top Europa League team. As a poor Champions League team. Not saying there will be, but they're more likely if they finish just in the Champions League spot to not get through. Whereas in Europa they got more chance of getting through.
And in the Europa League they have a chance of actually winning the Europa League. With the signings they've made, they look very
Champions
good.
League you've got a lot more.
And could you imagine there'd be a lot of Spurs fans like crossing everything, hoping he's going to stay. And if he does, with the team that they have, some people are predicting that Spurs could not only finish in the top 4 comfortably, but push on from there. Maybe look at the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City and Man United for the title.
It's really interesting this season, actually, the title race. But I think we should move on to our next topic, our next headline, which is the cannibal himself,
Luis Suarez.
Who has been, is it 40 million now?
Yeah, 40 million and £1 from Arsenal,
which I think just taken the mick.
I think that's a complete insult to
Brendan Rodgers.
to Brendan Rodgers and Liverpool as a football club.
As a board,
it's
just.
I
don't know what he's trying to do. If he's trying to insult them to get a player, but it's not working. I don't know what Arsene Wenger's methods are, but they're not very good.
As a Spurs fan, I'm not like one to just outright just take my rage out on Arsenal. I don't really do that, but that in that sort of situation, you can sort of see why people were having a go at Arsenal for doing that. And it's just totally disrespectful. And I thought Arsenal as a club may have had more sort of class than that. To just bid 40 million and £1, not even like 40.5, not even something concrete, just £1.
But he is a good player. I don't think anyone can doubt that after all he's done. Like, he had the handball at the World Cup, which I was just like, really? Are you joking? And then he had the whole incident with Ivanovic, which put him out for 10 games.
He's not going to start the. He hasn't started the start of the season.
Which puts his team at a disadvantage. It also puts Arsenal at a disadvantage if they buy him. But like, he is a good player despite all the things he's done, and I think he does learn from them, even though he's just. But at the same time,
whatever happens with Luis Suarez, whichever team does buy him, they have to be
ready for it.
And there are going to be a certain amount of risks involved in purchasing Luis Suarez. Not only the fee and how high the fee is, but his personality, his attitude in the game as well.
The problem with high fees is it's either going to work out really well because he is a decent player and he's worth that amount of money,
or it's a total flop.
And then you've lost 40 million. And you're just like, oh, but that would be the only transfer they made because in 2 months they have not made a single transfer.
Which is why they look in trouble at the moment. Arsenal, despite winning against Fenerbahce comfortably last night.
Yeah, but that's Fenerbahce.
Yeah,
It's no one in the Premier League.
They lost at home to Aston Villa, which
Shouldn't
it shouldn't happen at home, and that's brought a sense of sort of ganging up on Arsene Wenger.
I don't want to bring the whole season ticket thing in, but at the same time, you're paying for matches.
Yeah, they've paid. They've like these Arsenal fans have sort of paid to come and see their Arsenal team play well, and to go out and lose 3-1 to Aston Villa at home isn't really a good sort of example.
Because we're all, like at the same time, just moving on. We are also looking at Benteke.
Yeah,
as someone who could be an impact player in every single team in the Premier League because he is such a vital player.
He's perfectly suited to the Premier League in my view. He's strong.
I don't think
he's fast.
I think he wouldn't suit anything outside of
no.
it. He was
born to play in the Premier League.
He's one of those players like Lampard and Gerrard you can't see coming out of the Premier League. And if they did, then they'd come back sometime.
Which is why I personally was quite.
You were disappointed.
Yeah, I was disappointed that Tottenham didn't sign Benteke, but then he did come out and say that the reason he didn't do that was because he is an Arsenal fan and that he couldn't move to the rival club. But then you could think that after handing in a transfer request and and all the transfer speculation that surrounded him at the time, only to then sign a new contract, maybe him and his agent played a absolutely massive trick card and sort of tricked Villa into maybe giving him just more money.
More money, yeah. I mean, it's interesting with Benteke because he's such a young player as well.
Yeah, he's only 22,
22 years old, and you just got to imagine what holds him. I could see him at Chelsea, but I like because Rooney is just. I don't think he's worth buying for Chelsea. I don't think he'd be. I think they could buy a lot better players for the money.
Yeah,
Looking at his performance recently for England, I know he's been out with the injury that Manchester United said he had, but
he just seems so lethargic. He didn't want to do anything.
He just stands around.
He looked very lazy in that game.
I mean, I can't see Chelsea. I can't see Mourinho playing him. I just can't. I think they've got an attacking force already, Chelsea. I think it can be improved. I think Suarez should go back to La Liga, or should be in La Liga, because I feel he could restart.
He does. Yeah, he suits La Liga.
At the same time, £30 million is a lot of money for a player who has to be spoon-fed chances.
Yeah. He's one of those players. But if he gets service, he'll score. But there's no sort of guarantee that he'll score.
Of like all the people in the transfer market today that they could have bought, he's not what I expected to come out of Chelsea's like shortlist.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be there. To me, I wouldn't buy him if I was Jose.
I'd go for someone a lot younger, maybe Luis Muriel, who's.
Although he's had problems with his agent.
Yeah. He was rumoured to go to Liverpool at one point, but
Stoke were interested in him.
Yeah, and he admitted he wanted to stay at Udinese, so that has sort of moved on. And there is quite a few other strikers out there, but they are very hard to find that can perform in the Premier League to a high standard, which is why they cost so much money.
What we have to understand is that the Premier League is a different league. I was watching the Bundesliga highlights recently. The goalkeeping is different, the play is different. And I know this is going to happen because it's a different country, obviously, but the Premier League is one of the hardest leagues to adapt to.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the defence.
You remember the big boys in the Premier League?
The new signings, that is their defence. Look, we've just come into this league, which is one of the hardest to adapt to. So,
yeah. But you always need time to settle into the Premier League. No matter who you are, you're not gonna come into the Premier League and hit the ground running.
I guess which is the advantage of Rooney, because he's been in the Premier League since Everton.
Which is why every team really does want some sort of sense of Premier League experience and proven Premier League experience.
Because although Jagielka's, excuse me if I'm wrong, but Jagielka isn't the best centre back.
No.
You know, he's got that experience, which means that he maintains a certain level of stature as a player.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's all we've got. All we've got in us.
Yep.
For today. If you like this, tell us. Tell us if you want more. Leave us some topics to do. And that's it. Subscribe, like, everything that you do on everyone else's YouTube channel, I guess. And we'll see you all
next time.
See you all next time. Bye.
Later.